The Last Jedi has been dividing fans since its release. Some fans think it's the best installment since The Empire Strikes Back, while others call it the worst thing to happen to Star Wars since Jar Jar Binks. One thing's for sure, it'll be a long time before anyone can agree on it. But there must be balance in the Force, so let's take a look at both the worst and best moments from The Last Jedi. Let's start with the best and work our way to the dark side of The Last Jedi. Spoilers ahead. Holdo's sacrifice. Although the various mishaps leading up to this dramatic scene leave much to be desired, Vice Admiral Holdo's heroic decision to take the Resistance flagship on a kamikaze hyperspace jump directly into Snoke's ship was one of the most shocking parts of The Last Jedi. The amazing visual effects of this collision made for a particularly impactful moment, and there's no question that Holdo's selfless and awe-inspiring maneuver will go down as one of the most incredible Star Wars moments of all time. Kylo and Rey's fight. The battle between Rey, Kylo, and Supreme Leader Snoke's Praetorian Guard was one of the definite highlights of The Last Jedi. Sure, many Star Wars fans probably wanted a traditional lightsaber clash between Kylo and Rey. But between the exceptional fight choreography and the thrill of seeing the two come together to defeat Snoke's bodyguards, this unique battle was a standout moment for the movie and the franchise. Escape from Canto Bight. While many of Finn and Rose's scenes were a point of division among audiences, the duo's escape from the casino at Canto Bight was probably the most rewarding part of their time together. Aided by slave children, the pair climb aboard one of the space horses and ride it to freedom, smashing through the casino and streets in the process. After being pinned down by the local police on the cliffside, Rose removes the saddle from her fathier and sets it free. She and Finn share a moment, reveling in the damage they did to the wealthy resort city. Yoda trolls Luke. Star Wars fans hungry for some original trilogy nostalgia were probably pleased by the fact that practical puppetry effects were used for Yoda's Force ghost appearance. And Frank Oz also returned to voice the character. Also returning for The Last Jedi was Yoda's trademark quirky sense of humor, a Yoda quite unlike the serious Jedi Master seen in the prequel movies. Yoda surprises both Luke and the audience by calling down lightning to strike the tree containing the Jedi Order texts. We later learn that Rey stole the ancient Jedi text and hid them aboard the Millennium Falcon, but Luke doesn't know that. Yoda's just doing what he did back on Dagobah, teasing Luke for the fun of it. Luke trolls Kylo. Luke's final scenes in The Last Jedi were among the best in the entire film. After mysteriously appearing on Crate, Luke has a short visit with his sister Leia before walking out alone on the salt plain to confront his nephew. Luke toys with Kylo, giving Leia and the others time to escape. After promising to haunt Kylo and telling him that he will not be the Last Jedi, the truth is revealed. Luke has been using the Force to project an image of himself across the galaxy. Back on his secluded island, Luke passes away peacefully from the massive effort, presumably becoming one with the Force. And while these scenes represent the best of The Last Jedi, there are plenty of moments that may have made the audience cringe. Skywalking. One of the most surprising moments of The Last Jedi was when Leia uses the Force to pull herself back through space to the damaged Resistance flagship. We've never seen Leia use the Force like that, at least not in a movie.
Now I am a Jedi.
It's long been known that she has the same potential power as her twin brother Luke, so the concept itself didn't come out of the blue. What really made this one of the worst moments of The Last Jedi was the way it was executed, with Leia looking kinda like a sci-fi Mary Poppins as she flies back through the shattered bridge of the Raddus. It came across a little silly, and we already had one incredible Mary Poppins scene this year anyhow.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Poe's mutiny. After Leia is incapacitated during the attack on the Raddus, Poe seems surprised when Vice Admiral Holdo steps in to command the Resistance. They soon butt heads when Holdo refuses to tell Poe what her plan is, so Poe impulsively sends Finn and Rose on a risky mission with very little chance of success. But that's not enough. Later, Poe becomes convinced Holdo is preparing to abandon ship, and he initiates a mutiny against her. While failure was a major theme of The Last Jedi, it was extremely painful to watch Poe fail so badly and get so many people blown up in the process. The casino. Rose and Finn's escape from the casino on Canto Bight was entertaining, but their time spent at the gambling den hunting for a master codebreaker was another matter entirely. First, Rose and Finn wear their scruffy resistance uniforms in the high-class joint and go mostly undetected until a simple parking violation gets them caught. That's unbelievable enough. Then they coincidentally happen to meet a different codebreaker in their jail cell who just happens to have the same set of skills as the person they were trying to find. While codebreaker number 2, DJ, ended up being an interesting character who offers some important elements to the plot, audiences couldn't help but wonder why he wasn't the main focus of the mission to begin with, instead of relying on such an implausible coincidence to get him involved. Snoke's exit. One of the most controversial moments from The Last Jedi is the demise of Supreme Leader Snoke at the hands of Kylo Ren. The scene itself was played out pretty well, but some audiences definitely felt let down by the Supreme Leader's anticlimactic end. After Snoke was introduced in The Force Awakens, fans feverishly speculated about Snoke's backstory and identity, only to be disappointed when he kicked the bucket so abruptly. It didn't particularly help that Andy Serkis, who plays Snoke, fed the speculation by revealing tidbits about Snoke's tortured past and implying he'd have a much larger role to play in the future. Rose's heroics. One of the biggest strengths of The Last Jedi was its character development. Finn began the film terrified of the First Order and ready to run, and his only motivations are protecting himself and Rey. Meeting Rose and joining her for their abortive quest teaches Finn a lot about himself and what it means to stand up for what's right. By the time the Resistance makes its last stand on Crait, Finn is a completely changed man. One totally ready to give his life for the cause by going Independence Day on the First Order.
I'm back!
Then, Rose saves Finn at the last moment, putting a quick stop to that redemption arc, but there were no consequences. Rose survives, and Finn somehow gets her back across the active battlefield safely, despite crashing right in front of the whole First Order army and their millions of lasers, leaving many viewers asking,
Rose, will you stop being an idiot?
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.